That is wet.
All right, today we have got ourselves on top of a Newmar King Air, and this is what it looks like. So we got 3 Dometic Penguin 2 air conditioners, and the customer complaint is that this air conditioner consistently is pulling high 19-20 amps and periodically is tripping the breaker. So what we're going to do is pull the shroud off this and confirm that it is or is not a heat pump. And I'd be surprised if it wasn't a heat pump. Well, I think I can tell right here, seeing the capillary lines through the venting, that this is going to be a heat pump. But we need to get the compressor going. We need to get that compressor running, and we need to figure out, is it the compressor that's drawing big amps, or is it the fan motor drawing big amps? And is it simple as a capacitor issue, or is it actually an air conditioner issue? But yeah, it's pulling too many amps. You shouldn't be doing that. So we're gonna get old Jason up here, and he's going to take the shroud off. Yeah, the Newmar brackets for the Gerard awning are a little bit different, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think they do a better mousetrap there. Here, or just turn it upside down and just gently set it on top of a panel there. There you go. Those panels are pretty tough, but yeah, take care not to damage it any. And right there on top of the compressor is the reversing valve. So you see that hose clamp around the compressor? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's holding the reversing valve. So it is a heat pump. So basically what happens is when you're calling for electric heat, usually it says on the thermostat, it's going to engage the compressor, reversing valve's going to engage, and it's going to run the coolant the opposite direction. So instead of the evaporator getting cold, the evaporator will get warm like the condenser, and the condenser will get cold like the evaporator, and it'll blow the cold out on the roof and blow the warmth into the coach, and it works to about, I don't know, between 42 45 degrees before it'll actually start icing a sheet of ice across that condenser. And then once it does that, it loses its efficiency, and then you have to use a furnace. Or in this customer's case, they have a hydronic heating system. All right, so what we need to go ahead and do is get our meter out and get it onto the amp clamp setting. And let's see, there we go, amps, AC. Okay, so if you take this, and you can see the wires, I can't, that are going to the compressor.
Yeah. Over here?
To the compressor. That's the fan motor. Compressor. Oh, they're going through the wall.
They're coming
there.
through over here, yeah.
Okay. Is there a purple?
Yes.
Okay. That purple is going to be our AC hot voltage going to the compressor. All right, so if I have him turn this on, is anything going to get sucked up or munched up? Is everything good there?
Looks okay to me.
All right, I'm gonna go tell him to turn his air conditioner on.
All right.
And that was, we had a discussion yesterday, I think we were talking about, we were talking about that furnace with the fan motor running so slow.
Yeah.
And I made a mention about, if the volts are low, the fan motor is going to be low. Amps will drop with it. There's 2 different electrical loads, and one's more like a compressor, and I can't remember what they call that load. But the fan load is different. If the volts drop, the fan speed will drop too. And we're gonna let it build some head pressure. Give it a couple minutes. Now there's a data tag on the pan right by the compressor, and it'll give some amp readings on there too, like an RLA number and an LRA number.
LRA 63.
Okay, that's the amperage to kick it off. The other RLA,
RLA cool 13.4.
okay.
16.3.
So they rate these like on a is it an 85 degree day or 90 degree day. That's where they get those amp reading numbers from. We'll say it's a 90 degree day. And I think it's for every 10 degrees up plus or minus, you plus or minus the amp reading digit. So if it's 13.9 on a hot day, say it's 100 degrees outside, hot day it'll be 14.9. 110 outside it'll be 15.9. So the hotter it is, the more the amps go up. Same with cold. So I mean, what is it right now outside? You know, 50, 55. And you're talking about knocking about 4 amps off of that. So if it is 13.9. That 13.9 though too is also with the fan. That's not compressor by itself, that's with the fan.
64 don't seem that high.
16, and then you throw 3 amps with the fan on there, now you're up to 19.
True, yeah, okay.
So if we found the hot wire that just feeds the whole air conditioner and do an amp clamp on that, I bet this thing's pushing 20 amps. So let's go down there, have them turn it off, and then we're going to pull the cover off the evaporator so we can have access to the wiring coming from the coach, and then we'll amp clamp the power wire coming from the coach to the air conditioner and see what that amp draw is. Alright, so we did check the amp draw on the fan motor, and it's rated on the motor for 3.7, but we got 2.9, 3 amps for a second there, and it went back to 2.9, but the fan motor is not pulling a ton of amps. That compressor was pulling 16. What was that compressor pulling?
16.3.
16.3. So we're going to go and take 3 amps and throw it on top of that.
19.3.
So we're not 19.3, exactly what the customer called and reported to us. So if that's on a 20 amp breaker, it ain't going to take much more for that air conditioner to be tripping the breaker. So I'm almost of the mind right now to just go ahead and not even worry about opening it up, because it's exactly like what he said, it shouldn't be pulling that many amps, especially on a 55 degree day. It shouldn't be pulling that many amps.
You're saying compressor?
Yeah, for sure. I think the compressor's wore out, and that is an item on the air conditioner that is not replaceable. With these RV air conditioners on the roof, they are very disposable. You can replace fans, fan motor, capacitors, but yeah, the compressors and Freon and all that, they are not serviceable. So you just throw them away, put a new one on there.
Go ahead and button this back down.
Well, let's do this. Let's just do our due diligence. Let's go ahead and open up that compartment that's right by your knee. There should be 2 screws holding it in. Let's open that guy up, and our capacitors are going to be down in the bottom of that. Let's go ahead and check our capacitances on those and make sure they're healthy.
Alright.
I think to do this, I think I may get on the roof and come around next to you over there.
Alright.
Ideally, in a scenario like this, you can use the tape.
I use the tape.
Yeah. When you buy a skylight installation kit, it'll come with the squirt butyl. All right, so here's our. This is where the control board is for this air conditioner, and the capacitors sit right underneath that control board. So there's two screws that hold that cover on. We're going to take them screws out. And let's see. We might have him kill the breaker to it, so we don't. I think we can do it without getting bit.
Yeah.
All right, so pull the bottom up. There you go. And then there's just two teeth holding it in the top. Yeah. And you may have to kind of mangle that foam a little bit. You can just cut it, move it out of the way. Here you go. You probably don't have your knife yet, do you?
No.
Jason, I don't know what I'm gonna do with you.
I know it.
Every redneck has a knife.
Kind of a sign that probably hasn't been opened.
There's a button. There you go. All right, so we've got the big fat capacitor there, and then laying on its side down below it is the black plastic capacitor down below. But that black one down there is a start capacitor, so I'm more concerned with this big barrel one right here. So if we can, we'll have to unplug the wires off of them, and then we'll put the meter on the capacitor setting and check, does it match what the label says on the side. So you can do it either way. You can pull wires off now, or we can pull that one bolt off the strap that's holding it, bend the strap back, pull the capacitor out, and then pull the wires off. Either way.
You have to take it out either way.
It's better to, because we have to read that label, and right now that label's covered up.
Yeah. Okay.
Old Jason managed to get that screw out, so we'll just shove that strap back, fish our bolt out of there. I guess it's technically a screw, but all right, so up to you. You can pull wires off first or pull the cap out, or would you rather film and let me do it?
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay. I just use the needle noses on pulling wires out. So that's a piggyback connector there, so that one wire goes on that. So basically, this black wire coming into this relay here, that's our hot. So as long as you don't touch that, you're good.
Oh, the red's not hot?
Not currently, because nothing's being called for. On the capacitor, the reds would be charging the motors.
So the capacitor's not hot right now?
If you touch across terminals, you'll get zapped, but you can discharge it with your pliers.
Gotcha.
If you just lay it across the terminals, it'll discharge it. So all the whites are going to that 4-poster there. Got what, 2 reds on the 3-poster?
Yes, and then
1 brown on a 2-poster.
yes.
Okay. The brown is your fan, the reds are your compressor. or the neutrals. Alright, very good. Now you can just take your pliers and just lay it across terminals. So you do 3 posts to 4 posts, 2 posts to 4 posts, and that takes all the charge out of it. You want me to do it?
You want to test the Mac pliers?
Sure.
They should be.
If I fall off this roof, you catch me. Alright, so it should be discharged.
That didn't hold a lot, did it?
Well, it doesn't spark or make a noise or anything. It just does it.
I was predicting.
Yeah, I know. So on the meter, we're going to come over here. And this little icon right there, I'm pointing at, it looks like an arrow with a line through it.
Mm-hmm.
That's our capacitor setting. So we're just going to hit select. Okay, and that little symbol on the screen there, it looks like a little N and an F. That's the symbol for microfarads. So what we're going to do is take the black probe, put it on the 4 post, and the red onto the 3 post. You can just touch down on the base of it. It makes it easier. And then we'll wait and see what the meter tells us here. Sorry.
4.6.
Okay, 4.6. So then we just take this, look at the side of it, and the sticker says that this is a 4015. Now it is plus or minus 5%, but 4.6 is quite a ways away from 15.
Yeah, it is. I would say.
So let's do 2 post to 4 post.
4.6.
Well, you gotta get it on it.
14.
All right, so 14.87.
Yep.
Okay. And okay, so 14.87 is really close to 15. What we need is a 4015, and what we've got is a 4 and a 15. So I'm wondering if this
to this.
may be the Huckleberry. Well, but you check it from the neutral.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's 4 anyway.
All right, so do the 3 to the 4 again. We may be dealing here with just a bad capacitor.
Yeah, 4.5.
Yeah.
You have capacitors on the truck.
Mm-hmm. So what I got to do is go down to the truck and see if I've got a 4015 down there. And I'm going to bring back my socket that will run that bolt in there a lot easier than what you had to do to get it out.
Sweet.
But I've got a feeling that once we get a healthy capacitor in there, we'll see the amperage go down in that compressor.
That'd be great.
Yeah. All right. Every day can't be a winner. I've got a capacitor that will work, but it's too big. It's too tall, as you can see, compared to the one we took out. So as far as its rating goes, it'll work just fine. It's running this air conditioner. There's just not the real estate inside that box there for it to live. So unfortunately, we're going to have to go get the right size capacitor for this unit and come back and install that. But with it being wintertime and it's like what, 50-55 degrees outside right now, really don't think the customer is going to be all that concerned about running air conditioning. But it is a heat pump. We just broke a capacitor. Jason, you're fired.
Yeah.
All right, let me go get another one.
Golly.
Bad enough, I gotta field questions from the office. And no matter what Austin tells you, I don't mind calls from my other techs in the field. I may sound grumpy or irritated, but I don't mind the call. If you've got a question, I'd rather you ask the question than just guess and it be wrong. He's all the time, he's like, dang, Dad sounded like he was really irritated. And it's just like, well, if I'm in the middle of thinking through a process and the phone call interrupts me, it irritates me a little bit, but I'll live. I'm not gonna get mad at somebody because they had a question. Okay, so we're all hooked up. Let me go knock on the roof. Alright, so we got our amp clamp ready on the right setting. And our customer turned the wrong air conditioner on. Sure did.
Hey, it's down to 0 amps.
All right. It showed a reading before, right?
Yeah.
Before it came on, it was like 1 point something.
Oh, I don't know.
Because you said something. I'll got to go back to the video because you said a number, and then all of a sudden the compressor come on and it went up to the 16.
When the fan kicked on, it did have a number.
Oh.
It was like a 0.6 or something, 1.6 or something. And then yeah, it shot right up when I heard the compressor kick in.
And with these Dometics, they do have a timer on them. So as soon as you tell the thermostat to turn it on, it goes through, I don't know how many seconds before it'll turn on. The really old Dometic setups, yeah, it's like a full minute before it turns on.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you forget about that, you'll be standing there going, God, what's wrong? What did I do wrong? Alright guys, well, our compressor on the new capacitor pulling much lower amperage. We're just under 12 amps. And now we're at 12 amps. 16.4. Yep. 16.4 before, and when you add the fan amperage to it, it's right at the limit of the breaker. So with the new capacitor, compressor running, guys, we have a healthy air conditioner. No need to replace this guy. All right, I like this. So we've got good news, bad news for the customer. The good news is we know what's wrong and it's a cheap fix. The bad news is we ain't got it, we'll have to come back. So, all right. Well, let me go deliver the news and find out what they want to do. And I think we may just go ahead and call this one a wrap. Really appreciate you guys watching. Please give our video a like, a thumbs up. Check out our Facebook page, give it a thumbs up and a like. And please give us a subscribe too, you know, hit the bell, all that good stuff. We really appreciate your guys' support and viewership, and we'll see you on the next one.